Hi, I'm Lauren Barth and I'm a full-time travel photographer, and this is my partner Emmanuel, although many of my Instagram followers know him as Dreamboat.
Hi.
We are here in Zimbabwe, specifically in Chitungiza, sitting in Emmanuel's family home, a place that I've been visiting now for 8 years, having first come to Zimbabwe back then to meet his mother to gain approval for our relationship. It's actually a miracle that there's nobody in this room right now. We've had to shuffle the whole family out. There's a dozen kids kicking around and some inquisitive adults
Yeah.
wanting to know what this is all about. So it's a very happy place for me and it's filled with memories. Emmanuel grew up here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, since my first visit here, Emmanuel did lose his mother, who I met, my Chima. I was really fortunate to meet her 2 times. I never met Emmanuel's dad. He sadly passed before I first visited. But for me, it's really wonderful to hear about Emmanuel's childhood memories here with his mum and dad and his 6 siblings, one of who has sadly passed, but 5 still live in here, predominantly in Zimbabwe most of the time. 2 brothers live in here in the house now, Derek and Melvin, with their wives and children. So there's always lots and lots of kids here. At the moment, we've got 3 new babies in the family. Emmanuel first brought me to Zimbabwe just over 2 years after we'd started dating. It was very different culturally for me because in Australian culture I would introduce my family to my partner very early, and I think Emmanuel met my mum after like a week.
Yeah.
So then I knew that Emmanuel hadn't told his family much about me, and I didn't understand the cultural nuances until he brought me here. And everybody was already calling me his wife and
Yeah.
asking when we were having children. And I realised that, once you bring a girl home in Shona culture, that's pretty much it, isn't it?
It means she's the one. Growing up in Zimbabwe was pretty cool, I think. We have a lot of extended families in Zimbabwe, so grew up going to visit my uncles for holidays and my aunts and going to the rurals and spending a lot of time there. And so it was pretty good. It was pretty good, like closely knit families, and yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. Coming back to Zimbabwe after having spent, I think I spent about 4 years in Australia before I got a chance to come back home. Things went so bad. Things were bad, but not as bad. And then coming back after 4 years, and a lot of things have gone down, and the economy is not so good, not as many tourists, and it was pretty challenging. It was heartbreaking, really. When I went to Australia, I remember meeting people and they were asking me, is there like lions on the street? And people were asking me, is there like tall buildings like New York and lights, and asking me a lot of questions about our culture and stuff. So yeah, people are really inquisitive, and especially in Australia, because Australians are they're well traveled and they love learning about new cultures and new people. And I thought that would be a really good opportunity to showcase Zimbabwe and how we live, and show people that there is stuff that you see on TV, but there's also another side of Zimbabwe that is really beautiful. And yeah.
I personally found that coming back to Zimbabwe and having an experience here with Emmanuel's family where I can see how people are struggling and I can see how hard life can be and how the unemployment is affecting everybody, how hard people have to hustle to get money. That was really grounding for me. I really resonated with the fact that despite having so little, people here are so happy, and it's because of the extended family, and it's because everybody is surrounded by those that they love, and friends and family always dropping in for coffees, and there's always a baby in somebody's arms being passed around, and kids running around jumping in laps, and it's really lovely, and it's so different to our culture, but it's a beautiful thing to see, and I wanted to show people that as well.
We've got the spirit of Ubuntu. We call it the spirit of Ubuntu, like living together and sharing stuff, and like one's kid is my kid as well. We help look after each other, and yeah. Thought it was really good bringing people from Western countries and showing them our culture, how we live, how I grew up, my family. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty cool. That's why I went all out and supported Lauren. Yeah, good idea, babe. Some of the challenges that Zimbabwe is facing at the moment is with the economy. The economy is not growing as big. There's a lot of unemployment, and I guess that comes back to why I really liked the idea of the tours, because tourism really brings a lot of employment into the country. Like, for example, some of the places that Lauren put on the itinerary, they employ like 20 local people, 30 local people. So, you know, by bringing tourists in, at least you've got a few more people that are gonna have employment. And another good thing about the tours is we are helping my family as well. For example, when we do the village tours, we've got my uncle who takes people out into the villages and shows them around, and we've got his wife showing us some local foods and cooking some local food for us. So it also brings money into the family, I guess. Yeah.
And we hope to expand on that. Yeah. You know, a big part of the ideas for the tours is to bring opportunities to Emmanuel's family as well. So this aspect of my business grows. We're hoping there'll be more and more opportunities for Emmanuel's family to slot in and help us host and guide these people and show them more of the authentic side of Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I can't wait to see.
In all of the 8 years that I've been travelling to Zimbabwe, which is now I'm on my 6th trip, we would like to come back a lot more often. But one of the themes that I see is definitely hope, as you said. No matter how difficult the economy situation becomes and how difficult everything in Zimbabwe can be, the people are always really hopeful that things can turn around. And I know through my own experiences here, but also overseas and different destinations, I know how much tourism can play a part in turning an economy around, and that's what I really hope to see for Zimbabwe. So I went from the point of feeling really powerless to do anything to feeling actually really hopeful myself that these tours can shine a spotlight on this incredible place and make an impact on the economy and the employment opportunities for these people.
I think the tours really help, starting with my family, providing employment, and as a country as a whole, spreading the good news about Zimbabwe and the beautiful places that we have in Zimbabwe to visit, and hopefully through tourism, maybe this could be the beginning of another chapter. Well, at least this is a way that Lauren can give back to a country that has somewhat adopted her.
And don't do your weird voice.
Which one's the weird voice?
Just be normal.
Yeah, man. Yeah.